Our Lady Helper Christians Brisbane Catholic Education Week podcast. I am Millie and I'm beginning the podcast today. Our senior class has been working on creating podcasts as a part of our English unit, and we have decided to record another. This is one to share with our school community. We will start with the acknowledgement of country, a way to show respect for Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders people's connection to the land and their culture. Our Lady Helper Christians Catholic community respectfully acknowledges the traditional custodians of this land, the Turrbal and Yagara people. We pay respects to our elders past, present and emerging. May the stories, knowledge, wisdom and culture shared on this land unite us as all as one people in the true spirit of reconciliation for today, tomorrow and for our future generations. Today's podcast will share with you what Catholic Education Week is all about. Some interviews with our principal, Mr. Benny, and our APRA, Mr. Stolberg, and some of our senior students. Sit back and enjoy. I will now hand over to Reyes and Nate, who will discuss what Catholic Education Week means.
We are going to tell you everything you need to know about Catholic Education Week. So every year during the third week of Term 3, all our Catholic schools celebrate Catholic Education Week. The celebrates are centered around a scripture-based theme, and the resources are provided to empower each school to celebrate uniquely. This week-long celebration features a launched event hosted in one of the 5 dioceses, with the location rotating each year.
Hi, I'm Reyes. Catholic Education Week encourages the Catholic community to be supportive and caring, like we are all year long. But in this week, we do something every day to proudly share our faith in awesome school. It also helps the students to take part in activities with their class and together as a whole community. Catholic Education Week is a clever way for all students from Catholic schools to unite as one by celebrating Catholic education.
This week we are doing things like meditating, creating a gratitude river, random acts of kindness, having a whole school mass on International Day of Friendship, Christmas in July, where we dress up to raise money for St. Vinny's.
Heath and Chris are going to join us now.
Thanks, Nate and Reyes, for that quick introduction.
What makes OLHC different to other schools in Hendra, Chris?
Well, what makes OLHC different is the whole school tries to help each other live out our motto, which is faith, courage and action. Each student tries to help another student with their learning in and out of class. Our teachers also try their best to live out our school motto and follow Jesus' example of how to live.
Chris, that's not all. Remember how every student has these same values and brings them to the whole community, which makes us special at OLHC? Also, our beliefs about Jesus, that we live a good and happy life, like Jesus did. We treat everyone in our community with kindness and respect, and follow in the footsteps of Jesus, Mary, and our patron saint, Mary MacKillop.
One more thing, Heath, every student has a voice at our school, a chance to have an input into their learning while contributing to the school and wider community through social justice activities, service to others and care of the environment.
Next up is Katinka and Annalise, who are going to share their interviews with some important OLHC staff members, Mr. Benny and Ms. Stolberg.
Ms. Stolberg, you are APRE at OLHC. We know you've worked really hard to make Catholic Education Week fun, faith-filled week for us. We were wondering if you could explain what the role of APRE entails and what those initials stand for.
Okay, I can certainly do that. I'd like to start off with probably explaining the initials first, and that'll lead into everything else. So APRE means Assistant to the Principal in Religious Education, and as we are a Catholic school, religion goes hand in hand with our knowledge as well and our learning. So it's really important that as a Catholic school, our curriculum is surrounded by that Catholic ethos as well. So it's a really important part of who we are each day when we come to school. But we particularly celebrate Catholic Education Week as an acknowledgement of all of us in Queensland who are part of a Catholic school, and the option to share that with our community so that people get to know all the things that we do each and every day. And under the guide of Faith, Hope and Love, which is the theme for this year, we look at all the options of the things that we do in our school about faith, hope and love, and we can then share that with not only our school but our community as well.
It's nice. Mr. Benny, were you lucky enough to attend Catholic schools when you were growing up?
I did. I only went to a Catholic high school, so I didn't go to a Catholic primary school like you, but I did go to a Catholic high school, and it was a big school, and it was in the Edmund Rice tradition. So just like here at Hendra that we are linked to the Josephite tradition through the work of Mary MacKillop, the school that I went to was linked through the work of Edmund Rice, which was about being in a position of privilege and being able to help those who didn't quite have as much. That was the life that Edmund Rice led, and they were the values that were instilled in me, that if I was lucky enough to be in a position to be comfortable in life, that I need to make sure that I'm helping other people. And I think that has stuck with me, because one of my favourite things about working in a Catholic school now is the ability to help people all the time.
Nice. Miss Stolberg, when did you start to realise that you wanted to be a part of Catholic education?
Okay, so that does go back to my childhood. So I suppose I was extremely lucky. I went to the most beautiful primary school. It was Queen of Apostles at Stafford, and we actually had American nuns who were Sisters of the Nazarene. So they came over from America and educated us, but they were extremely warm, beautiful women who really taught us the value of the importance of coming together as a community. And I remember the nuns getting involved with cricket, running, everything we did, but also their knowledge of our Australian curriculum actually was very impressive. I often, when I think of the nuns who taught us, I do think of St. Mary MacKillop, because I think all the wonderful things she did for Australian children, but then these women had come from America, left their families behind at a very young age, came over to Australia and taught us. And so they taught us very beautiful values of looking after one another, of being respectful and thoughtful, and of loving God and being like God in our everyday. So I was very lucky there. And then after that, I went to Mount Alvernia at Kedron, and we had Franciscan nuns. So I only ever had female principals in both primary and high school, and in those days they were often your religious people, and so I was very lucky to have that leadership by strong women who taught me that it is important to have strong beliefs in yourself, but also to live your values. So what we always talk about, that we lead by example. I felt that in both those circumstances, primary and high school, that was demonstrated very clearly to me. The importance of what we say and how we behave is the message that we send out to other people. So I was very lucky having those values, but also I grew up in a family where we went to Mass every Sunday. We had a lovely relationship with the priests at Stafford and also the nuns in that school. So it just was a comfortable community to be a part of. So I always valued all those experiences I had from my education. And from probably an early age of year 10, I wanted to be a teacher. And so that was my goal. And then from there, after teaching for many, many, many years, I then decided that if I wanted to make changes or have a bit of a direction, I needed to step into a leadership role, and so that's why I went into leadership, and have really loved that opportunity to work in a variety of schools, to see a variety of charisms, and to help children to really enjoy being part of the Catholic education, and
That's
teachers
good.
as well, and staff.
Growing up, were you and your family practicing Catholics? What does this look like for you?
Yeah, is that both or yeah? So for me, yes, we were practicing Catholics, and I suppose I'm the youngest of 10 children, so very big family. So I suppose with us, it was that whole sense of family, not only your immediate family, but all your cousins and all of that. So I went to school with a lot of my cousins, and I think that's a great opportunity when you've got that strong relationship. But we were all obviously baptised at Queen of Apostles. I then got married in Queen of Apostles. So a lot of my nephews and nieces were either baptised or married in that area because we grew up in that area. So I think it becomes such a strong part of who you are, and your faith grows and changes. And obviously then I moved to my own parish at Grovely after that with my own children. So it's a part of that sense of being a part of community and being welcomed into a community is really important. And I think that is something that our Catholic communities do very well.
And my story is a little bit different. I didn't grow up as a practicing Catholic, so my family weren't. And when I was in high school, I got to know a few of the staff at the school that I was at, and there was a program at the school where you could become baptised and go through your confirmation and First Eucharist, and I didn't quite get that done in high school because there was a few clashes, but I ended up doing that not long after I started at university. I went to Australian Catholic University and became good friends with the university chaplain, Father Burney, who was also the parish priest at Kedron, which is now my home parish. So I actually got baptised as an adult. I did the RCIA program as a young adult and went through that program, and I did my, a little bit different to when you're a kid, I did my baptism, confirmation and First Eucharist all in one session in the chapel at ACU. So it's very different as an adult. But now, as I said, the Kedron parish is my home parish where I help out, attend Mass, and also help out about once a month. I go and help out with different things during the Sunday morning services, and trying to expose my children to those values of the community now too. So my daughter's just about to go through her confirmation at her school.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here with us and for planning these activities where we get to share our faith with the school community this week. We will now hand it over to Quinn and Etta.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Quinn, and with me today is Etta. Etta and I will be talking to two of our grade 6 students, Caden and Zoe, to discuss their experience with Catholic education at Our Lady Help of Christians.
Firstly, we have Caden, who will be interviewed about how we gather the rest of our school and how he helps us to lead.
The first thing we would like to ask you is, what is your favourite thing about gathering with the school for feast days and Catholic Education Week is?
True Formation Day last week was a great start to Catholic Education Week for the seniors. We got time to reflect on our relationship with Jesus, but also do it in such a fun environment. It's fun to spend time with friends during Catholic Education Week and feast days, doing things a little differently just to celebrate our Catholic faith and our wonderful school. We get to do random acts of kindness this week, especially a few things we haven't done before, like handing out the cards around our school community.
Another question we have is, how do you use your leadership role to help our community?
One of the ways I use my leadership role is by participating in assemblies, liturgies, and masses. I lead the other children by acting like a senior student in both class, religious, and outdoor environments. Representing our school at events and activities is also one of my important jobs. While leading by example, I also encourage other students to raise money for charities, serve in the community, and do random acts of kindness.
Our final question is, how do you think that coming together as a school to pray each morning helps our community grow?
I think that the meeting together in the morning to pray is important for the growth of our school. It gives all the members of the school community a chance to come together each day. Everyone slowly gets to know each other while fulfilling their religious journeys together. The younger kids slowly learn off the leaders, and someday they will stand up on that stage like we do and lead others in prayer.
We'll now invite Zoe to talk about what we have been doing with the Resilience Project this year and how we have been using GEM, gratitude, empathy and mindfulness.
Our first question is, how has the Resilience Project helped your growth mindset?
Since we started the Resilience Project, I've worked a lot harder on work I initially thought was hard. I've learned how to let go of a bad mark, and I've practiced bouncing back even when work gets hard. I've gotten a lot better at being mindful and using my growth mindset.
Another question we have today is, what have you enjoyed about the Resilience Project?
I like spending time having fun with my class, and it's good to have a break from school stress. I've had a lot of fun with the Resilience Project, and it's helped my anxiety. These days I feel a lot more calm.
Our last question to finish up is, how do you find the gem in your day?
Since we started the Resilience Project, I've been doing some meditation before and after waking up from bed. And I've also been talking to my family each night about what I'm grateful for. I've had a lot of experience with empathy, and I've helped lots of children on the playground who look like they need some help.
Now we'll hand over to Oliver for the wrap-up.
Hi, I'm Oliver. We hope you liked listening to this podcast as much as we did making it. Catholic Education Week is such an important week in our year, and also a fun week for our school to celebrate. Catholic Education Week shows us how to come together and work as a team. We would like to thank Miss Stolberg and Mr. Benny and all you guys for listening to this podcast. See you next time from all the seniors. Remember to find the gem in your day.